Hey everyone, it's Sunday the 6th of April and it's almost 7:20 in the evening. Anybody? I've got Smudgy on the table here with me. Right, today's video. We're mostly taking a break from barricade lamps. I do have two here that I got in the mail yesterday. But yeah, I thought I'd do a different video in amongst all the barricade lamp videos I've got planned. I've already uploaded two. I've got another one to edit and upload. So yeah, this is a bit of an update video really, and I'm just going to just tell you what I've been up to over the weekend and whatnot. So yeah, we've got those two barricade lamps, which also came with a few freebies from a friend of mine over on Facebook. I've got a dumpster dived item here to take a look at. I picked it up this evening. I was just walking around to the pizza place because I fancied a barbecue chicken pizza for dinner. Just happened to walk past a load of commercial bins, which I do on a regular basis anyway. It's a sort of on my route if I choose to walk to the post office or wherever, and I just happened to spot this nice Henry vacuum cleaner in there, if it works. Yeah, just a bit of a chinwag, as we say over here, bit of gossip. Right, so first off, not last Wednesday, the Wednesday before, I went and paid Kat over at the Adventures of a Norfolk Kitten a visit, and I got her OO gauge railway up and running for her. I'm in a bit of trouble with the track and whatnot, so I got the controller connected up for her. Yeah, and then used, what loco was it? It was an 040, and I'm pretty certain it was a Barclay diesel, because it looked just like my Andrew Barclay, but in a different livery. That was in BR blue, not green. Mine's in BR green. Yeah, and then I discovered that there was like 3 parts of the track it was having trouble on, and sometimes it was derailing. So I just changed the curves. It's 3 curves. One right over the back, typically, so I had to go monkeying around on the table to go and change that one. And then 2 at the front. Replaced those. I had to replace a power track as well because that broke in my hand. I don't know if it was just weak or if I was just being a bit too heavy-handed. I think I was just being a bit too heavy-handed. Either way, I've got a spare one here I can take over with me next time I go and pay her a visit. But yeah, after all of that, it ran a treat. We've got a few of the other locos up and running as well that she has. A couple of Deltics. A Class 37, which she absolutely loves. Yeah. And then she sent me home with a few of her locos that weren't running, in the hopes that I could get them running. I'm sort of not being very successful. Pardon me. I've got a Triang Class 37 that belongs to her, which she dropped and broke. The chassis snapped. And a couple of the wires that were on it pulled the wheel pickups out of place. I'm now having problems where this is catching on that wheel pickup when it turns and is knocking it out of place. Well, for some reason it's all just falling out of place and whatnot, so I need to look into that. But it's snapped right across the base here, where this bit, well, I presume you would call that like the motor bracket or whatever you want to call it. So I managed to super glue that back on. I sorted all of this out. I took the wires off because the wires actually ran from these 2 pickups, you might be able to see the solder on that side, down to some added pickups there. They're not factory issues, someone has added those ones. I have disconnected them because they're not really needed. her layout is actually smaller than mine, so it's just redundant. They were just getting in the way, and if you need to service it, it's just extra wires that you don't need to worry about, so I took them off. And then I sat it on here. And I took the body off again because I've got to fix that bit. Correction, I haven't got to fix that bit, I've actually got to put it on. I caught my finger on it and just yanked the whole thing off. Yeah, it's not staying put for some reason. I think when the wire's yanked on it, that's bent it a little bit. I might take the liberty while that's apart and just give it a good clean. But yeah, I put this on the side because I was going to fix that bloody pickup that just fell off. And a couple of days ago I was on a video call on Facebook with Kat, and I went to show her what I had done and what I needed to do, and discovered that the chassis had actually broken right across here as well. Right across the middle where that rivet goes through as well. Now, I have managed to glue it back together. The super glue is actually holding pretty damn well, but as you can see that's a bit bent. I mean, I can get it together and I think it will run. It's just going to look a little bit funky. I was a bit miffed at that. I don't know whether to take it apart and try it again or just to leave it. Considering how fragile this chassis seems to be, I'm inclined to just leave it, fix that motor, get that back together, get the body back on, and give it back before I break it anymore. But other than that, it does actually run. That is a good working motor. There's the body. I did notice that BR green is not the original colour, it's not the factory colour. I'm just grabbing the flashlight. You see that in there? It was, at one point in its life, BR blue. So someone at some point has actually done a very good job, I must say, at converting it to BR green. Complete with the decals. The British Rail logo is worn off, it's got rubbed off. It's still fine on that side though. And then under closer examination though, if you look at the nose ends, you see a little bit of yellow paint coming through the green there, where it's got scratched. But I didn't notice until I'd seen the blue colour on the inside, and some where some of the paint has actually dripped on the inside as well. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have even noticed that it's actually worse on the end. Because on the BR blue Class 37s, the whole nose end is yellow, not just that strip. That's why there's some yellow paint coming through there. What else we got? We've got this one, which I can't actually do anything with. It's made in Austria, don't know who by. But the problem is this actually uses a pantograph to run. And as you can see, it doesn't have any. So you'd have proper powered overhead wires to run this, like you would with electric trains on a main, a real railway line. Now, I didn't find that out until I managed to get into it and then discovered that's what it was. So I thought there's not a lot I can really do with that one. That's a shame, because I think that would have been a nice loco all cleaned up and running. I've also got this one which kind of runs, this mainline warship. I say kind of run because after about 10 minutes of messing around with it, I did get it to go around Cat's layout, but as soon as I stopped it, it didn't want to run again. I don't know, it must be a bad connection or something. The only thing I do is just take it all apart and give it a good clean. And then just hope that fixes it. And the last one is this one. I know it's upside down, but I can't turn the body shell up the other way because I've got all the brass screws and the centre of the motor here, which I took out and then realised I didn't actually need to take it out. afterwards. Ooh, thought I'd lost that brush, but it is in here. Good. Yeah, when I did take it apart, only one brush fell out of the motor. And one spring, but I have actually lost a spring. That doesn't matter because I've got spares. But yeah, I'm guessing that's why it wouldn't run. But that's why I took the motor apart, I think. That's what I had to do to get the bloody brushes out, but you don't. They go in the top there. And that little metal tab actually just bends up. So you bend it up, you drop your brush in, you put your spring in, and you bend it down. Sort of like a very funky Ringfield motor, really, isn't it? Like a Ringfield motor up or round the other way. Vertical, no, horizontal, not vertical. So I might have a brush that will fit. I'll have to look through my little spares trays. Yeah, so hopefully I can get that 37 fixed. I thought I had a spare motor that I could have chucked in there if I needed it, but it's a different style. Right. Ooh, while we're on the subject of cat, I got this Oculus Quest 2 from her a few weeks ago. It didn't come with a link cable. It does need a new head strap, and I'm going to get a new bit of one of these new face bits to go in there as well, which you can get on Amazon. So as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to order those, because at the moment this bit is actually taped to that bit. I wondered what all that tape was for, but it came off yesterday. But it'll do for the time being. But I couldn't get it working when I first got it back. The left controller wasn't showing, and I couldn't get off the, because she'd done a factory resale, and I couldn't get off that sort of start-up screen where it shows you the hands pulling out the battery tabs. Couldn't get off that screen. So I thought, right, well, it looks like I've got to pair up the controller using the mobile phone app. So I downloaded the mobile phone app. Couldn't get it to connect to the bloody headset. So I thought, right, I'll get a link cable. That was only $14.99 off Amazon. Which will allow me obviously to connect it to the PC. And then we'll go from there and hope so I can do something from that, which it did work, because I did that, fiddled with a couple of settings, got the phone to connect, which allowed me to unpair the left controller and repair it. Although that is another left-hand controller, because I thought the controller was broken. So I spent £49 posted on another controller, which I didn't really need. Well, at least I've got a spare one, I suppose. Although this one's got the battery cover, the one I got with it didn't, that was missing. But yeah, it is now all working and all set up. So I'm happy as Larry, because I've been looking for one of them, again, for a little while now. Because I had one a few years ago, and I got it off another friend of mine. And then I traded it with him again, because he wanted another one. Only because I had that mini stroke, and which affected the sight in my right eye, and being very unsure on how things were going to pan out from them, I got rid of it, and then my sight came back. So I thought, you know what, I want another one. So really chuffed to have that now. I'm just going to put these from the Till Dawn video back over here. Once the Till Dawn video goes live, it'll be another Dorman video. I'm going to try and squeeze all the Dormans I've got left into one video. So it might be a bit longer than what I've currently been doing. Right. This is actually getting in the way, so I went to go and get a pizza for dinner. I just fancied a chicken barbecue pizza. And on my way, I passed some commercial wheelie bins. One of them hasn't got a lid on. There's loads of random, I presume they come out of a nearby office, but I don't know where, sort of crap. And there's a microwave, there's a few other bits in there. But I found this sitting in there. A Henry. Good old Henry. Now, I don't smell burnt out motor. That doesn't mean anything, I can't smell it, but I did notice that with the plug. Of course, if this is being used in a business, they wouldn't be able, for insurance purposes and whatnot, they wouldn't be able to use that. So, is this the reason it was thrown out? And I'm thinking the chances are, oh, it's just this bit is all just flaked away, basically. And they've been using this without any bags. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that off. I've taken the fuse out. Don't know if the fuse is any good. If one of my multimeters, if one of my multimeters is close by, I was going to ding the fuse out, but I can't find one at the minute. I'm finding every other tool that I don't need. Okay, well, I'm just going to assume it's good. But if it doesn't do anything, then I will change it. I'm going to put another plug on it. I don't like doing this because I usually slip, but sometimes the PVC is quite tough. So what I usually do is snip it and then get hold of one of the internal wires like that and pull it. But this is this has got quite tough PVC insulation. That is enough for what I need though. So I'm going to put that in there and get the cord grip screwed into place. Turn that round. Dang it. My live connection just fell out of the plug. It's on the floor somewhere now. I have to get there in a minute. Let me just get this flex grip in that place. Yeah. Good. Right, here it is. It didn't go far, thankfully. Just unscrew that screw a bit more. Only live and neutral on this appliance because it is pretty much plastic. You know, it'd be virtually impossible to get a shock off of it. Okay. I can shorten that a smidge. Doesn't need to be shortened a lot. Should use proper wire strippers. I've seen electricians get moaned at for doing it the way I'm doing it. I don't see why you're stripping the wire, not, you're not doing any other harm. And I guarantee that those of us that use wire cutters to strip our wire back with, I guarantee that we've all been doing that for years without any problems. So okay, that's our neutral in. Live next. what is, give it a few little light squeezes like that, just sort of score it, and then you pull. Sometimes it works first time, but sometimes it doesn't. There you go. Doesn't always work on really thin wire though, because it'll just cut straight through it. Maybe that's the reason that people these days don't like to use the wire cutters, because you can cut through the wire. And that's no good, is it? You don't want to go cutting through your wires. Glad I spotted that. That didn't take very well. Anywho, I was over at my mother's today, and I put a load of bicycle wheels and bike tyres up on Facebook Marketplace for free. And earlier in the week, a chap replied, inquiring about them. I said, yep, still available. And he explained that he does a lot of charity work with them for a school in Norwich. He actually repairs the students' bikes for nothing, and sometimes if a student needs a bike, he'll refurbish one and give it to them. So yeah, he's always looking for the parts and whatnot, and tyres and wheels are pretty useful. Nothing wrong with the wheels, just excess to what I really needed. Anywho, myself and my stepdad threw the wheels and whatnot on the van, and we took them over there because it really isn't that far from where they live. Probably about a 10-minute drive. Yeah, and I got a bike in return. I got a 3-speed rally something or other I picked out of the pile. So I was tinkering with that this afternoon. Got it all up and running. I had to change back wheel because that was knackered. But thankfully I had one spare. I kept off another old bike that I parted out. What else did I have to do? I had to fiddle around with the gears, adjust the brakes, change the rear brake blocks, pump the tyres up, that was it. Rides quite nicely actually. And I'm surprised I can fit on it. But I don't think I'll be keeping that for long. Right, I've got a red light there. Does it work? I think that switch might be a bit temperamental, but it's working and it's sucking perfectly fine. Doesn't smell funny, so I'm guessing that was the reason that was thrown out then, just because of the plug. I could have had an electrician come around and just literally do what I've done and put a plug on it. Oof, smells like dog hair though. Mind you, when I emptied it out in the bin before I brought it back, it did look like a load of dog hair in it. And they'd actually been using it without a bag in it, which is an old trick because these will actually function without the bag. I'm not surprised it actually stinks of dog hair and stuff because I didn't knock the filter out. I forgot to do that. So I'll give that a good old clean. I've got myself a Henry To be honest though, it was worth picking up just for the hose, because it's complete and in good condition. That alone you could eBay. You know, and the head. Which also smells like animal. I'm actually sometimes I wonder if it's actually like business waste that gets put in that bin, or if some people are sneaking their own crap into it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with my Hoover upright. Just been wanting something a bit different. Right, so we have barricade lamps. We have another synchro guide. I say another because I believe I've got 5 in the cupboard. 6 if I count the blue one. And a couple more if I count the cone lights as well. But yeah, this one's in extremely good condition. A lot of my other synchro guides are a little bit beat up, which doesn't bother me. But it is nice to have a pristine, well, it says pristine, but it's not far off. And I've got battery in it, or batteries I should say, and the person I got it from did message me earlier and said he thought these ran on 1 battery, not 2. Well, they could run on 1 battery, sorry. Not just 2. I can't remember, I thought it was 2, but now that he mentions it, I think he's actually right. I think I got it wrong. I'm chucking bolts around as well. So let's just remove 1. Press the button. Oh yeah, it does. I'm going to flash it too much. For some reason I was stuck in my head that these needed 2. It's the highlights that need 2. Now, at first glance, you're all going to think you've got another one. Another double-sided blue lamp. Yeah, this one's actually different, but it's not obvious until you turn it on. So the other blue highlight I've got just uses an ordinary incandescent bulb. It still needs 2 of these to operate. This one, I will give you a flashing light warning for this one. So, heads up. This one's a xenon strobe, which makes it a sun flash. I've got an amber sun flash, but not a blue one. I didn't have a blue one. Now I've got a blue one. Yeah, sun flashes are a little bit rarer. I still think of a few of these lamps that I haven't got, like the multi-LED one. And they often go for a pretty penny as well when they pop up on eBay. So yeah, I got those, but he also included a few freebies as well. I've got this lovely little tilly lamp. I know it doesn't look lovely, it looks rusty, but I still think it's lovely. Got a spare wick with this one as well. Shall I call it John Wick? That looks like a good movie. I've not seen it yet, but I would like to see it. Got a wick in there, everything moves and works as it should. I don't know how old it is. I don't even know if it is old, because I remember when I was in my 20s you could still buy things like this in the shops. Might still be able to in some places. He also included 2 spare circuits for a visibility lamp. Let me just grab the lamp down so you can see what lamp that goes in. They go in these. So I've got 2 spare circuits. Well, technically I've got 3, but I couldn't get this one to work. I've had this one a while. I think I might have got this from him as well, some point in the past, but yeah, I couldn't get this one to work. Put a bulb in it and put a battery to it, and I actually just held these 2 wires together because there's no switch on it. And nothing. Nada. Zilch. Zero. I've actually noticed that these circuits are not just different colours. That one's potted. And has a big blue capacitor in it as well. So I say pot, this is like a squidgy sort of wax or something that they've put it in. Just a bit of weatherproofing, that's all that's for. But it's nice that they actually thought of that, because a lot of these road lamps, they don't. Actually, I'm not going to put them there, because I'll just have to move the damn things again, wouldn't I? And the other thing he chucked in the box was some bicycle locks. I know that one's quite an oldie one, but these are always handy to have. I mean, that one's handy just to stick through your wheel or something. And no, these cables are not as thick as they actually look. That's mostly just plastic. You see that in there? It's probably not much thicker than that. It's probably about the same thickness as that. I'll just give the illusion it's thicker by putting this thick plastic tubing on it. Now, in all honesty, if I was living in a city, any city, you know, where theft of bikes and whatnot is a lot higher, probably wouldn't use these. Especially these days, because, you know, battery operated angle grinders go through that like a pair of scissors going through paper. But around here, you know, where I live, in it's a little town in the country. Well, I say little town, apparently we're the biggest town in Norfolk. I'm guessing that's going by population though, not physical size. But anyway, yeah, just around here, you know, such theft is low. The only bikes I've ever known to get nicked around here are ones that people have left unlocked, including myself. I've never had a locked one stolen. Had several where I've left them unlocked get stolen, but yeah, never a locked one. Which usually tells me it's just either drunks walking home at night and just see the opportunity for a ride to get home, you know, so they just grab it and probably dump it somewhere. Or just opportunist thieves, you know, just happen to be walking past and go, oh yeah, I'll nick that. You know, take it back to Norwich or whatever and then go and, you know, sell it to a friend. You see, as I do ride a lot of older bikes, these would actually make nice little, like, period correct decorations, I suppose, if you want to call them a decoration. I think it was one of these I actually managed to pick years ago with a different key. Just by wiggling it around in a lock. I've done that with a padlock as well. You can do that with some locks. If you find a key that will go in but doesn't turn, if you get it right, by pulling it in and out and wiggling it, you can sometimes unlock it. If you can get it just right. Right. Actually, speaking of theft, there's been a spate of tool theft from vans around Norfolk. There's 2 in Buxton, where me mum and stepdad live, and 2 here in town that I know of. There could have been more targeted that night, but there was at least 4 done in one night. You know, all power tools, left everything else on the vans, just the power tools were gone. But apparently that's been going on for the last couple of weeks in this area, and it's been sort of like the same areas targeted each time. You know, why can't people just leave shit alone that isn't theirs? Anyway, I will leave the video here because I can't think of anything else to add. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it. Pardon me. Consider subscribing to see more videos. Helps you, helps me, helps the channel. It's a win for everyone. And it's free. It's a free win. There we go. Can't beat free, especially these days. Oh, if you have any comments, please put them down in the comment section below. I do read them. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.